Legends, how we going?
Yeah, good. Feeling good.
So Miles is gone again.
Yeah, I know. Do you think it's because Chelsea didn't get 3 points again? Is that why he's gone?
It's possible.
Yeah.
I couldn't blame him.
Yeah.
We've had to fill it. We've had to get another fill in. He's a long-serving player in our league. I've personally known him his whole life.
And that's been a great honour.
It's been a long time. Many years.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Tim.
Hello.
Tim, hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the pod.
We've both known you a very long time. If you didn't get that joke, here's my brother.
Yes.
And long-time listener of the show. Probably our only one other than Bobby.
Every episode, and I've learnt nothing. I'm kidding. It's been great.
Still in last place.
So you've just jumped in and you're like, I've got to come on and sort something
We're
out.
doing well.
Yeah.
So welcome, Tim. And we're here to talk about, obviously, the fantasy football Premier League draft version of the game.
Yeah.
And obviously the good version.
Yeah.
We always shit talk budget.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I don't know why it was invented.
I feel there's no point going over it again, but same players, every team. Yeah.
We hate it.
We don't need any more
We hate
arguments.
it.
It's
Yeah.
the same points.
Yeah. So we're going to run through all the games, preview them all, give you some tips, some little pointers about who might be coming up in good form, and then, just riff. Riff.
We just riff,
And talking about riffing, we like to open up with a little segment called Snack Chat. Now, Snack Chat is basically our version of a little food rating show. It's very
We're
serious.
dabbling into the food channels.
Yeah, food channels.
Yeah.
We want to also maybe get sponsors in the future. So
Good sponsors.
great way to do it.
Free drinks.
So basically, one of the people on the show bring in a snack, I should say. Or
Not always a chip.
And
We do get a
restricted
lot of chips.
we do get a lot of chips.
You got chips again,
A
boys.
snack. we get a snack and a drink, and we rate them. And as per tradition, our guest usually supplies beverages and snacks,
You're in for a treat.
which is terrific because we get stuff paid for.
Yeah,
us.
we get weeks
I
off.
think we're going to have a guest every week, and we'll never have to pay
I
again.
know. Hopefully Miles extends his holiday here. So we can
Sorry, Milo.
keep rotating.
Or he has to
guests
make
in.
up for all the snack chats he's missed out on.
Oh, I like that even.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, Tim. So as our guest, you are running Snack Chat this week.
All right.
What snack have you brought us?
This is what's going to separate the men from the boys. So I've got you lads some Pringles.
Oh, yes.
And
hang on, don't tell me the flavor.
There's 2 different flavors in there.
Oh my god.
my
Outer ring is a
Lord.
different flavor to this ring.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm going in.
Oh, that's
There's
a lot
rings,
of Pringles.
everybody. There's
There are a lot of
rings.
Pringles.
Original.
Good.
Straight up original.
He's going
Yeah,
original.
Yeah, that's easy though. That's just salt.
I know what I'm doing.
Just you can taste salt.
Oh, cream.
Sour cream, yeah, easy.
Ooh, mixing up.
No
You
hesitation.
love an original
No
flavored
hesitation.
chip.
They're delicious.
They're great.
I love Pringles.
Yeah, I went originally specifically because I know you like salt.
Once you pop, you can't stop. It's honestly the most true tagline I've ever heard in my life.
Although let's shout out to Pringles. Why'd you reduce the size of your chips by about 25%?
I was just about to bring that up.
No,
Jesus
don't get me
Christ.
started on the Pringle can itself. You can't fit your fucking fist in
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, Hito, it's so you don't stuff your face.
Yeah,
It's got to be a little bit of a challenge.
Have you seen these chips? They're so thin and light. It's like they're the most Moorish things ever.
I know,
they're
but
so
then that's
good.
why they've got to slow you down. Like the same thing goes. Once you pop, you can't stop.
But
I
for
know,
all
yeah,
they,
yeah.
but they don't know though because I've just started pouring it into my mouth. So
Yeah.
they've actually extended
You're a
the
genius.
issue.
I one time like mixed it up and just shook the can, broke them all up in there,
or crumb.
drank them. Can't say it was a bad
Did you
idea.
choke on any of the
But-
sharp crumbs?
You know, there's a reason why they make it hard to get out. That's all I can say. I felt very sick.
But just drink those Pringles. They're so good.
Exactly.
That's the last
Speaking
little
of
bit.
drinks, Tim, what have you got for us? We'll come up with some ratings here of your delicious
All right.
chips.
This drink is so good.
I think, Hito, for me, I'm going to give a combined rating, like of just like Pringles original and sour cream, because they're on a similar level for me.
Yep. Okay.
Pringles is high.
It's good shit.
It's a pretty good chip.
8.4.
Oh, that's a good rating.
8.4. I've not given that high a rating very many times, I don't think.
I know. I checked the ratings.
Yeah, that is very high.
I love
I'm looking
Pringles.
back at some of the previous things I've vibed out, and Yeah, I'm gonna feel you out there. Like I'm thinking 8s as well.
Don't you feel me?
Oh, mate, you know what we do
Oh,
under the
under the
table.
table.
Here. 8.1 for me for the chips.
8.1, solid rating. All
Yeah,
right,
I'll
Tim.
take that.
What's your drink?
My drink. Some pints of Sapporo, boys.
Oh, big old Sapporo
And
beer.
this isn't just some.
A pint.
This isn't a New Zealand import. This is bloody Japan import. All right, this is the good shit.
Now,
It's a
for everyone at
premium beer.
home,
It's a premium
this
beer.
is an amazing can. It's like matte,
very
it's silver
impressive.
finished. I want
You
it.
could probably kill someone with this. It's pretty solid.
Okay, Hito, that's pretty dark.
It's all,
Why is that the thing that you come up with?
It's all about the sound.
For all we know, we'll see Jordan Pickford, Pickford with this
hell
next
yeah.
week.
Jordan Pickford. Yeah, or Richarlison.
Oh, Sapporo, please sponsor.
Okay, well, we'll get into the show. We've got a quick rating here. Just an easy drinking lager.
Yeah.
Great to go with Pringle.
Yeah.
Sturdy.
Big boy. It's a big boy.
As far as beers go, really good. 7.9.
I'm going to give it a
I'll take it.
7.5.
That's
hate
high for Hito.
It's higher than any other beer
For
I've
a beer,
rated, so-
for a beer, I'll take it.
He
Yeah.
goes higher every week with a beer. I think Hito's
Maybe it's
becoming a
'cause-
beer
maybe it's 'cause
drinker.
I'm just drinking more of them.
I specifically chose this beer because I tried to appeal to Hito's beer side. Lightish
Sensibilities.
beer. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we could talk about beer forever, but unfortunately, this is a fantasy
I forgot.
Premier League podcast.
It's not
so
just
we
drinking
should
and eating podcast.
we should get into it now. Let's run through our first game of the week of next game week.
Yep.
Aston Villa versus Leeds.
Yeah, interesting one, hey. 2 games that these guys played in the last game week that probably would have expected more goals from their games.
Yeah.
The fact that Villa only won 1-0 against Leicester.
And after scoring 7 goals against them.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
It feels like one of those classics where
What the hell?
it what the hell? Definitely a
hell?
what the hell moment. You know, you have those games where there's a huge scoreline and you're like, oh, it's just going to keep happening.
Yeah.
And then this is the classic flip side where there's just
The hangover.
the hangover.
Not everyone can be Man City from last season.
No.
It's just repeat big games. Like,
If you take that many shots, you're going to have a hangover. That's the. Isn't that the rule with shots?
I think it is.
yeah.
Well, at least shots that go in.
Yeah.
Maybe they have like a little game when they get back in the dressing room after like how many goals they score as a team. Everyone has to do a shot.
Oh,
Would
And-
not recommend for Manchester City.
yeah.
Or Liverpool. Or Chelsea at the moment, for that matter. They're
Or
scoring
just
a
the whole
bunch of
prem.
goals.
If you just did it for the whole prem at the
Oh,
moment,
yeah.
each game week there's more and more goals.
You wouldn't
so-
survive the weekend.
No, I don't think
It
you
would
would.
be death.
Yeah, it would be.
So, who was interesting for you guys in this game?
Well, there's one name that comes to mind, and I want to give you some shit about this. I called it out last week as my one to watch, Mr. Ross Barkley.
Oh, good.
Look
Big
at
Ross.
this. Look at this back-to-back weeks. After
Yeah.
all the shit I got.
Honestly, Hito, fuck off.
Not gonna lie, he's on my waiver already. And being in the bottom of the table, everyone, I'm gonna get him.
Now,
First
Tim,
pick.
this kind of leads me into maybe a little bit of strategy that I want to talk to you about, and we'll come back to the Aston Villa game. But as someone who likes to hang around the bottom end of the table,
Yes.
mainly first waiver wire pick, what strategies do you employ, and how ruthless are you with your team?
Honestly, you kind of need to be. I think when I think back to some of my better seasons, it was because I was a bit more ruthless, and I think I stick to the faithful players a little bit too much than what I should.
I would agree.
If I think about back to, I remember when Kane first came into the league, and he had one good game, and I just jumped on him, and
Yeah.
I rode him.
Yeah, you wrote
I would
him.
ride Kane.
Yeah.
I rode Kane all the way to the end, and I almost won, and I think I ended up losing by about 10 points. I came second by about 10 points.
I'm going to stop you right there. If you've listened to this show as much as you said,
Yeah.
you should know that we pronounce Kane
Oh,
Kane.
Kane, yeah, sorry. Kane. That's
Had
it
to
is
pull him
better.
up.
It is
Had to pull him
better.
up.
It is better, yeah.
Kane, Mane,
Test.
Sane.
It's a test.
Well, I'm just doing reverse mispronunciations for
Yeah,
Miles,
yeah,
so,
for
Trying
Miles.
to make up
yeah.
for it.
So no,
So he does listen.
always. But no, honestly, I think it's just pulling the trigger early. And I think what I've been doing this season, I've already been speaking to Hito off pod, is just literally, if I don't let players not doing well, they're out of form, drop them, picking someone else.
I like that because definitely, like, if you're noticing maybe your fourth or fifth mid is a bit shit, or you're basically your last least favorite player.
Jota.
How easy is it to rotate? Like, yeah, I mean, Jota is a good example. I mean, that
Yeah.
one's hard because
I know.
he could come on, He could play a fair bit.
I dropped him like a sack of potatoes.
What
Yeah.
do you think, Hito, as a Liverpool supporter
It is a
and
tricky one
scum?
for that specifically. Oh, that's a bit harsh, but
Scum.
okay. A bit interesting for that one in that, yes, he's a sub. He's never going to start over Mane on the left.
Yeah.
But with the fact that there's so many games this season, there's a very good chance there's just going to be lots of rotation. Maybe Firmino gets a rest 1 week, so Salah or Mane plays up front, and then he comes on.
Would he
So-
not play up front?
Surely Jota will play up front, right?
Well, he came on during the Everton game, and Mane moved to the front position, and he played off
Interesting.
the left. So I think that's interesting in that I think it depends on your league and how many people there are. If you having to fill out your team with people and everyone's kind of got someone that's on the bench and not a starter, he's definitely a high value
Good
bench player.
Yeah.
It just depends though. But so it's an interesting one for you to consider.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've segued enough there. Let's start talking more about the Aston Villa game. Yes, Barkley. Damn. I mean, he nearly didn't. He nearly didn't.
I know.
he didn't start.
Nearly.
And then he did.
He left it late, but it was interesting, wasn't it? I think one thing that really stood out for me for this game was John McGinn. He's
McGinney?
Yeah, McGinney. He's looked quite good the last few weeks.
Yeah.
We probably haven't mentioned him as much just because some other names have stood out a bit more.
Yeah.
But for me, it looks like he's taken some of the weight off Jack Grealish's shoulders for creativity wise.
Well, I mean, I'm going to have a look at this quickly. But last season, he was quite good when he wasn't injured.
Yeah,
Like,
and then
I
he was
noticed
out
that he was
out for a long time.
He wasn't he?
Yeah, towards the back end, and that's what helped. Well, not help, but to their detriment. Villa dropping a bit in that they
Helped.
it helped them go down a bit more.
Yeah.
It really forced that them moving down the table because so much of it just then fell on Grealish, and they really missed him.
But if you think
so-
about the structure of the team now is so much better, and it's why they're
Definitely.
winning games. And if you look at the defense as well, like honestly, little fun fact for you
They're
lads.
doing better. Oh, fun fact.
Fun fact.
Good job.
As the resident Sacco, I don't have a single player in the top 20 point scorers right now in fantasy. And can you guys guess who?
That's brutal.
Guess who my top scoring player is at number 22 on the of the leaderboard without looking.
Without looking at your team.
No, without looking at anything on fantasy.
But can I look at your team?
Look at my team. Yeah, yeah.
Who's your highest scoring player?
Who
so
is my
far?
highest scoring player right now? Think about those names in my team.
I know. Well, you got Lacazette.
Werner, Aubameyang.
Yeah,
Well,
can
it's
you
not
list some?
Werner.
Give me-
Werner's just
I've
only
got
just scored.
Mitrovic, Werner, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Pulisic. Who else is in the mids?
Oh, it's some rough names.
It's got to be
man.
like Mings or something.
It's Consa boys.
Oh,
Konsa.
yes.
Aston Villa
They've
defender.
had a really good start, the defender. Obviously, Villa won all their games so far.
It's crazy.
But they're interesting to consider for sure moving forward. But
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, at the start of the season, who would have been going, oh, Aston Villa defense?
no.
I did.
Yeah, you did, and that's paid off for you really nicely.
Except for I didn't play Consa last week and he got a cleanie. But that's all
Yeah,
right.
that's interesting to consider. And they've got interesting games coming up in that they're Leeds, then Southampton, then Arsenal. So, but yeah, Aston Villa looking really good. Same names kind of standing out. For me, I'm liking the look of McGinn as an
I agree with
alternative
that.
to Barkley and Grealish in the midfield. Watkins was a bit quieter this game after having a cracker, which does quite often happen. Someone has a amazing game and gets a hat trick or something and then just does nothing the next game. So,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah,
know.
I think there's definitely some form there that people should be looking at.
Yeah. And what do you think of Traore?
Yeah, he hasn't played much yet. He hasn't cracked the 10-minute mark yet for
Oh, really?
sub appearances, but
wow.
but he's still new, and you never know. It could be a back end of the season.
That's ex-Chelsea Traore? Or
It
yeah,
is.
is that the one with the crazy hairdo?
He has got a crazy head.
We do love a hair chat
We
on
do
this
love a hair
pod,
chat.
Tim.
It's good. It's very nice. I like it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I agree. I think that maybe he's one not to watch yet. It's not like, it's like the one before ones to watch. Like you've got like your third eye on it. If you were in Sacco, you'd be keeping an eye on him.
You'd watch Barkley first, though.
Of course.
Yes, you would.
Now, Leeds versus Wolves. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think of that one?
Well, they definitely I didn't get to watch the full game. I woke up and it was still on, so I watched the last half hour. I watched the highlights, the mini match for the beginning. Leeds were dominant for me in the beginning, which was kind of shocking, but I guess that's like, the Beasler effect.
Yeah,
He seems to just dominate games or tactically dominate games, and Wolves have been a bit flat. But when I was watching that kind of 60th minute mark, Wolves were having a series of attacks that were looking really good. So I kind of came into it watching it. I was like, oh, Wolves are okay here.
Yeah, it was kind of a half for each team.
Yeah, it was.
Because
It was,
Leeds
but
just couldn't turn any of that
it was
pressure into anything.
But for me, like, I thought, like, after the Wolves scored the goal, they kind of lost that. And then the last 15 minutes of the game, Leeds were like all at them. And it was a great end of the game. It was a bit back and forth, but Leeds were more so putting pressure on. So I don't know. Leeds for me, like, this in the last two games, there's no one really in form. Obviously, you know, no one scored this game. They had some opportunities. I think the same players we've talked about are ones to keep in your team. I wouldn't be dropping them.
Well, there's Costa was one I think a lot of people jumped on. I jumped on Costa, but he's been subbing off at the 72nd, 75th minute pretty much every game.
Yeah.
Hasn't done anything since he initially scored. I think he got 2 goals and an assist or something like that.
Yeah.
Hasn't done anything. He's just gone ghost mode. So,
And that's an interesting one too, because I think that was against Fulham. So
yeah, exactly. Small team.
I mean, that's an interesting one to consider. But yeah, same guys looking threatening. Their wing backs look really threatening as well. Rodrigo had his first start after being a sub player throughout the season so far. And he looked quite threatening too. I think they will be quite good. Wolves have seemed to have tightened up a little bit at the back. But against lesser defensive teams, I think Leeds are going to still put goals away.
Yeah, definitely. I think Seiss, it looks a bit interesting for Wolves. He's playing at the wing back there.
Yeah.
But, sorry, I'm skipping to Wolves.
You're jumping on Wolves, mate.
I'm sorry, everyone.
It's because there was so not much to talk about for Leeds that year.
There really wasn't.
It's hard when it's a 1-0.
For me, the thing is those first 3 fixtures, you look at all the top scoring Leeds players and it's like, you know, all their points are there in those first 3 fixtures. Last 2 game weeks, it's been pretty
been
quiet
quieter
on the points front. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's expected for a team like that to have a dip. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, let's run through the top point scorers for this week. Aston Villa, Barkley with 11 points. He got the full 3 BPS. Martinez, 9 points, 2 bonus points.
Yeah, huge.
Worth mentioning, like, for those two players, Barkley scored 28 points in the last 2 game weeks, and Martinez has scored 31 after only 4 games as a goalkeeper. So,
that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's really solid.
Pretty happy with my goalkeeper pickup of Martinez at the moment.
Yeah, clutch.
And then, classic kind of clean sheet stuff there from Aston Villa, Mings with 7 points, and then Cash, Konza, and Target with 6 points. So Aston Villa looking pretty good. And I'm imagining, like, unless there's probably a few Villa players still available, and with their upcoming fixtures, I would still be backing them.
Yeah, definitely. And they'll be riding high.
They've won 100% of games.
Yeah, they'll be
That's
riding high on
Aston
confidence.
Villa. What the fuck? Imagine if Aston Villa does a Leicester. Can we just take a moment? Just think
Tim,
about it?
Shut up, please.
Tim,
mate.
shut up.
Please, I can't consider that.
What the hell?
What the hell?
It could.
There is always a team though that rides high, way above their weight for a long time in the season, then just drop away just because haven't got the squad and all that. But
Okay. Anything else from you guys? Oh, sorry. I should say that my only comments for Leeds top scorers was meh. Like, I don't think anyone have it over 2 points. I think maybe 3 points was the max.
no, that summed it up pretty well.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then I don't have anyone to watch that no one already knew about already. Like, it's the classic guys for Leeds.
It is for sure.
And they've got obviously Aston Villa next, and then Leicester, and then Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
So they don't have a horrible run of fixtures. So maybe we'll start seeing some of those, you know, players coming back and scoring.
I think it'll be interesting for Leeds, definitely, because Leicester aren't looking good. Palace have kind of dropped away since their spanking against Chelsea.
So, Tim, now we do predictions on this podcast. And as the guest, I'll let you lead the predictions. So, can you predict Aston Villa versus Leeds for me? But you need a prediction voice.
I've been waiting for this moment.
A lot of pressure.
Bobby's was really high pitched.
was
Hito's
weird.
changes every week.
Bobby's was odd, but I loved it.
He was the little boy.
It made me laugh.
Shout out to
loud on the
Bobby.
train.
A little boy or little girl?
I don't know. Good job, Bob. I think he was trying to do an impression.
Gender neutral.
Okay, Tim, give it to us.
This summer, Aston Villa versus Leeds. Aston Villa 2, Leeds
Ooh, yeah, I like it. Hito, are you going to enter that in? Hito's a
I'll
data
enter it in. I'll
entry
enter
guy.
it in.
Put it in.
All right,
Watch
while
the space.
Hito's doing that, Tim, we got an interesting fixture next. West Ham versus Manchester City. West Ham in form. Manchester City kind of like limping along, doing whatever.
Struggling.
What do you think of West Ham in the last game?
Oh, they like to leave it to the last minute, but
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
That was amazing.
The first goal was scored in the 82nd minute from West Ham.
Yeah. This is the kind of game that you want to flick it on. You sit there and watch the first like 15, 20 minutes. You go clean the dishes, come back, and then you're like, okay. And then you see another 3 goals go in. Like,
Yeah, I think you might have do more than clean the dishes. Like there was a big gap in the middle with nothing.
I got a
But
lot
I
of
see
dishes.
what you're saying. Yeah, shit, Tim.
Yeah, so like honestly, that was incredible. The goals were amazing. I was honestly, I didn't watch the full game. I obviously just watched the highlights, but
Yeah.
amazing highlights, and just the goal from Lanzini at the end is just why you watch football. It's
I know. It was
shirt
incredible.
off and celebrate.
I heard it out after as well, as apparently because they were away at Tottenham. The like where he scored in one of those ends, that corner would have been where the West Ham fans would have been.
Oh, God.
Could you
amazing.
imagine?
Oh, it would have been. It gives me tingles. And
Yeah.
I'm not a West Ham fan.
I know.
But it was really good. I think Balbuena, really nice from him.
Glad you didn't ask me to pronounce that name.
Yeah.
I would have screwed that up.
I always get him
Very
confused
happy
because I
there.
think it's Valbuena,
Yeah.
who was a player back in the day. Anyway.
Valbuena, isn't it the Colombian defender?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, with the big buffy hair.
No, but there's also
Yeah.
there's also the really small guy that used to play for France.
Oh, yeah.
I think that was Val.
They're all quite
Oh,
small.
no, that was someone different. Anyway, we're getting
some way.
sidetracked here. That was a
about
pretty
French
nice
midfielders?
goal for their first one in the 82nd minute.
It was, yeah.
Then Sanchez,
Oh,
man.
God.
You hate
Yeah,
to see it
that
happen.
was-
If he was a striker.
It was a game week for late goals, hey? Like there was that late Barkley goal, late Lanzini goal, and there was another one. It's coming up. We'll talk about it when it happens. But really impressive Lanzini. Like he hasn't played much lately. You know, he was kind of really good for one season when back in the day.
Yeah.
And he's been tempting so many times.
Yeah.
I've been tempted by him, but he gets injured a lot.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
fucking good.
Well, it's funny as well because we've been hyping up a lot of West Ham players so far.
Yeah.
But none of the guys we've been hyping were really involved in this comeback.
No, and
so a bit rough for fantasy perspective, but great for a football
Yeah.
side of things. So
100%. Now, Hito, as a aficionado of goal of the season,
I do like
What do you
calling
think?
goal. I do like
you love to
calling
call it
goal.
early.
I do like.
What do you think?
I think it's pretty spectacular. I think the fact that they won it as well based off that makes it pretty special. I think we've seen better goals this season.
But I think it's like the timing, who they're playing,
Yeah.
the scoreline.
There's more going to it. So it's a hard one.
3 goals against Tottenham and that goal against, like, did you see the, what's his name? Harry Winks get blocked by the other West Ham defender just so that Lanzini could just blitz.
Yeah,
that.
because he almost like touched it out to
Yeah, he did.
Lanzini.
Yeah.
And that was interesting as well. I think we can comment on that when it comes to Tottenham as well. There's some definitely question marks to raise over that capitulation. But
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
West
yeah.
Ham, well deserved. And they've been a team that we were worried about a little bit early on in the season, but they've just been crazy. So I definitely don't look at them the same way I used to when I saw them upcoming on a fixture list for a certain team.
100%.
Yeah.
Can I say one other thing on that Tottenham losing that game? There was probably one goal that really started it that they should have defended well, which was the first goal. Sanchez made a mistake. They happened. The ball came in fast. Like he tried to clear it off the line. Like he kind of had to make a header there. It just came at him too quick. Like I'm not going to beat up the guy over that. And then that last goal, like no one can do anything about that. Like the ball just falls to him. He smacks it. Like as a Tottenham fan, you'd feel fucking burnt.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be like, oh, no, we're rubbish. Like they are looking good.
Well, you can even see from the interview with Mourinho afterwards, he was super chill. He was like,
That's
it
football.
happened. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm talking about Tottenham and we're not up to that yet. So we'll move on. Manchester City
Versus Arsenal, yeah.
versus Arsenal.
Yeah, 1-0. Interesting result. I thought there'd be a little bit more to this game, but
Yeah.
I guess it actually kind of makes sense, to be honest, the way Arsenal have been playing especially against bigger teams, they really set up to kind of block them off a little bit and be a little bit quieter. But City, I think it tells a bit of story about them too, and that we always just expect so many goals from City, but not many came this week. But I thought Myers looked quite threatening early on. He's looked quite good off and on this season for them.
Just not scored a lot of points.
No, not a lot of points. But
if you want points, you should probably have Sterling in your team.
Yeah, definitely. You must be happy. Yeah, Foden and Sterling. You got all the points from that game, mate.
Yeah.
I did. I was happy.
You were very happy. Also interesting as well, Aguero back.
Yeah, I know. And he kind of just like came back out of nowhere, but I'm sure he's still in someone's team in our league.
Yeah, I've got him.
But it'd be pretty ridiculous for anyone out there to drop him.
Yeah.
But that being said, if you don't already know and it hasn't been picked up and maybe you're in last place, Aguero's available and he's playing.
And that hair. Oh, man. Hair chat.
Hair chat. Good
you
hair.
just knew he was back when you...
Yeah, exactly. So for us, like we never spend too much time on City because it's kind of like Liverpool. The players you expect to kind of get points. The upcoming result, upcoming game, West Ham versus Manchester City will be interesting. I nearly said Manchester Shitty there. Sorry, lads.
It comes naturally.
It does. It's very hard.
I could tell you wanted to say that.
But what an exciting! I actually think it's exciting. Like it's a small team in form against a big team that's not in maybe the best form. So.
Yeah, I agree. I think, can I call this one?
You can call this one, mate.
It's a bit premature because we'll still give some top point scorers, but I'm vibing it now.
No, go for it, mate. Do it.
I think West Ham are going to win it.
Okay.
That'd be so nice.
I would like that.
Yeah.
My prediction is West Ham 2, Manchester City 1.
Okay.
Goals from.
I like
Goals
He's
from.
even calling the goal scorers.
All
Okay.
right.
Sterling and Bowen.
What, Bowen with a double?
Yeah, sure. I'm not calling all the goals. Come on, take it easy. Yeah. All right. So the top point scorers from each of the game weeks were Balbuena, who is consistently laying down points with so many, clean sheets lately, and he's getting some assists. He's getting forward.
They've had a few points, definitely. Not too much going around West Ham.
Not a huge amount, no, this week, but there's been some consistent scorers there. Cresswell again, Lanzini, obviously is a new one. Manchester City, Sterling with 11 points with 3 bonus points. Cancelo with 8 points. He looked really good too. He was making people dance.
Yeah, there's talk that he might play a lot more. Especially with Mendy being out now.
Yeah. And
for a while.
Foden with a couple of points,
Yeah, a little assist.
I'll be in there.
Yeah, he could have scored as well, couldn't he?
Yeah. So he's playing. All right. So, yeah, exactly. Like the informed players are exactly what we said. Even next fixture for me, ones to watch. Like Kufal, Fornals, like they weren't on the score sheet this week, but I think that they've been in the points a fair bit. What do you guys reckon?
And they've looked good. I think it's a lot of the same guys. It'll be interesting to see how Antonio goes up against City defensive-wise because he's quite a strong forward. So, I think it's going to be a good game, but I don't think anyone, as a shout-out for fantasy, too different from the main names. No one's really as a outsider this week for them. So
honestly, most Man City players are normally gone. So it's trying to find one player that you can snap up.
Yeah, it's more at this point. It's more about trades.
Yeah, exactly.
I just traded a Man City player, and I think I made a good decision.
I know you've done very well.
Traded out Mendy for Sice.
Oh,
Mendy got injured straight away. Sorry, Stace. I know you don't listen, but my apologies. And Sice got a clean sheet, and I'm off to the races.
That's brilliant.
Loving it.
So well played. Now, next game. Not a big one. Fulham versus Crystal Palace. Tom Heaton.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I don't really want to talk about this one, but
Rude, mate. Do you know how many Crystal Palace listeners we have?
Oh, I know, Bob's.
At least one.
Bob's,
There's
I'm
definitely no
sorry.
Fulham listeners.
I'm sorry, Bobby.
Yeah.
After last week, Bobby, predicted some kind of high-scoring game here. I think he predicted 3-2
Oh, God.
for Palace and Brighton, but it was quite quite the opposite. 1-1 to Palace and Brighton. Zaha with the pen. Batshuayi starting and winning the pen for that. Looked a little bit soft, but
So soft.
still won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was literally just a hand on the top of the shoulder. He just
Yeah,
fell.
little tug. But me a bit of experience there from Lamptey, who was on the, younger player from Brighton doing that. But
Yeah.
Both ex-Chelsea players.
yeah, I know.
I know the one I'm backing. Lamptey.
Lamptey.
Batty. Get out of here. But thanks for the pen.
I know.
Zaha with
And
the penalty.
I know, and he also nearly scored as well, Batshuayi, but it was ruled offside. So
He did.
he's
and-
looking okay. He's probably,
Yeah.
definitely one of the better strikers they have.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
yeah, he's a better option, I think, than AU there. If they're going to do that kind of Zaha,
Yeah.
and Batchy,
Because AU has
Batty pairing.
COVID, doesn't he? Is that why he pulled out?
He's got COVID.
I think he got COVID.
I dropped him this week too. Oh, I'm on fire.
I think I read that right. It's a bit weird though, isn't it? Just seeing these news stories come out. Oh, this place got
So-and-so's
COVID
got
now.
COVID. You're like, oh, okay.
God.
It's like an injury.
I know.
It's like,
I know.
out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's very weird.
You start to feel bad though, because then you get happy when certain people get COVID, and you're like, am I evil? Like,
I know.
Yeah.
I get that.
Like when Mane got it, and I was like, "Oh, Jota."
I know. And then you're like, oh, hang on. Someone has a serious illness.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then our other game here, which we'll not spend too much time on. Fulham played against Sheffield, drew 1-1.
Yeah, another 1-1.
Tim,
Oh my gosh, is there much to say?
I got to throw to you here, mate.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's been disappointing, I guess, for having any kind of Fulham player. I've had Mitrovic, and to see him miss the.
He had a shocker.
Oh my
He
gosh.
had an absolute
He
shocker.
was just complaining the entire time. He would receive a ball, he would lose it, and then he would somehow complain about it being someone else's fault. It was just, and then when he missed that penalty, he stood up for the penalty. I watched the highlights, and I was like, he's going to miss. He's going to miss. And
He missed.
Tim, have you ever heard of like positivity?
sorry, but
Back your player, man.
honestly, right now,
You gotta put
Mitrovic.
that energy out there.
To be honest, I think he was thinking that when he was taking that pen. He didn't have
Yeah, no.
very good body language. And I just looked like, what is your technique here? You trying to dink it, but then he
Yeah.
ended up just spanking it
spanking
into
it,
the
yeah.
bar. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know. It's just, yeah.
But he was the villain of that game, giving away the pen.
Yeah, but there was one
As well.
positive to that game for Fulham.
Yeah,
Lookman.
Lookman, yeah.
Man, like that was a brilliant goal. And then he put in another amazing cross for Mitrovic, but Mitrovic missed it.
Yeah, as he does.
Looking at the positives and the negatives, but I would take a look at Lookman.
I would look at him too.
I'd keep an eye on him.
I'd look twice.
Okay. Look twice. I think it'd be interesting for us in our league. We're only 7 players, so I don't know if he'd be someone that would jump into one of our teams just yet,
No.
unless he really picks up form. But I think for people with larger leagues, and you're looking for any kind of sign of
Yeah.
attacking ability, and he's on loan from Leipzig.
He did look really good, and I don't know if it's a one-off thing, and it's not a informed player, but it's definitely for me like keep an eye on him because
Yeah,
he
see if
was
he can back it up.
electric.
You didn't want
Yeah.
to say Lookman again?
Lookman.
Yeah, look, man. Look, man.
Lookman. So top point scorers from this game, there were really 2 to talk about: Lookman and Zaha.
Yep.
And Lookman got 10 with 3 bonus points. Zaha 9, and he got 2.
Yeah, a bit of a flat point game, unfortunately.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's me predicting, hey?
Predict away.
Oh, this is a really painful one to predict.
You love it.
We're getting a new voice.
I think it's going to be Crystal Palace 1, Fulham 0. I think it's just a boring one.
Yeah, that sounds.
That's what you think about
That's
it.
what you'll be doing. Yeah,
Just crunching away on your
Wasn't a
Pringles.
good time to take a crunch, eh?
good crunch, crunchy munchy.
Crunchy munchy.
Don't mind that.
Well, let's talk about a good game because that one got us all down. I think that got us a little bit sad about football, those 2 games.
Boo.
Let's get us ramped back up with these next 2.
Manchester United versus Chelsea.
Oh,
Come on, boys.
Where do we
This is
even
gonna be so
start? here?
big.
Where do we even start with this one?
What do you reckon? 10 goals each team?
Potentially.
just shit defense from either side.
But that's so true. Like,
Yeah.
They're both really bad defensively.
Good attack.
But United are looking a bit more prolific.
This is classic though. After we shit talked them last week,
I know.
Yeah.
it's the classic Ole that he has a terrible few weeks and then he'll just get a really good result out of nowhere.
He listens to the pod, mate.
I think he does.
He hears the pod and he's like, oh, fuck, they're just
really grilling me.
they're grilling
Oh,
me
they
this
don't
week.
like me in Australia. I really want to be
Okay,
loved by
I'm
the
playing
Australians.
Marta. I'm playing Marta.
You mean
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
I mean, as a Chelsea player, he's ex-Chelsea player. He's one of the best players on their team. Him and Matic.
He actually, I
Yeah.
think he was actually the reason they looked good because they actually had someone with a little bit of ability to control the game, put through some nice balls, even though he hasn't got the physical, capacity to his game anymore.
No.
You watch the highlights though. It seemed that every highlight seemed to involve Mata in some way.
Yeah, he had a touch on the ball, and I don't know. I don't mind. At first, I was sad that I love just seeing Man U spiral as a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
But
As any fan of any other team.
fan.
Like, I'm sorry, as a Liverpool fan, that doesn't give you right.
Only Liverpoolians.
Mate,
So
we all love that
I was trying to
shit.
be kind. I was trying to be kind to our Man U followers out there, but
Yeah.
don't worry. Ollie's still at the wheel for a little bit longer, which in the long term is probably the better thing. So
For us?
for us, yeah.
Love it. So, okay, let's talk about the Manchester United game. So, obviously, Mata was pulling the strings a bit there.
Yeah.
Rashford getting goals.
Yeah, he's in on the points again.
Yeah, he is. And I mean, now rated as a midfielder, like,
Yeah.
this is probably going to keep happening. Like, that's a decent haul with 15 points.
Oh, definitely. I think an interesting thing is that Man U do have this up and down. So
yeah.
you could see that reflect in fantasy in that.
But they did it all
You
at
had
the
these
last bit of the game. And honestly, I know they finished with a bit of swag, but it was, why did it take so long? Why can't they
But
seem
they
to do it
have
earlier?
followed it up with a decent performance in the Champions League.
They did overnight, didn't they?
Yeah.
Oh, what was it?
Yeah, they beat Paris, PSG 2-1.
Yeah. So,
big.
yeah, I know. That's nothing to
And Rashford
frown
scored
at.
again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He scored the winner.
Oh.
So
Jim,
But then-
Jim, did they play?
I saw a news article on BBC. So
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
Just like, did they play? Oh, yeah, Rashford scored. Like, mate, I thought you didn't know. Oh, yeah, but Rashford scored. I knew that.
no, he knows Rashford news.
It was buried
He
deep.
doesn't know,
deep
doesn't
in
know
my
Man U news.
Only follows Rashford.
Yeah.
That's a classic fantasy player. Hey, you don't follow teams, you just follow players.
Yeah.
And their Instagrams.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
Tim's on all their grams.
Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy was drinking last weekend? Dropped.
Yeah, can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
Harry
no.
Maguire.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire.
Oh God.
Foden, Greenwood.
Yeah.
Nah, drop him. Drop
Yeah,
him.
selfies from the prison. Dropped.
drop them all. But yeah, I think it's interesting. They will probably go up and down a little bit because they're just a bit odd at the moment. I don't know what's going on
Yeah, I
there.
know.
So, but yeah, credit to them. They had a really good game.
Harry Maguire with a goal. Nice big save from De Gea against that Wilson poke. That kind of made up
yeah.
for maybe him not doing as well as he could have for the Newcastle goal that deflected in.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think that you have to say that Fernandes should be in anyone's team. Get him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But boys, you're not getting it off me. But anyone else out there,
Yeah,
try and
very
get it off
trade.
someone. They get penalties all the time.
So you've got Fernandes at the moment.
Yes.
Is there anyone you would consider to trade him? Or would you be looking for a 2v1 trade?
Oh,
How do you value him as an owner of Fernandes right now?
That's hard. I would say I would value Salah over him and Mane.
Yeah.
For sure. Because they're just
Someone like Son?
banging in points.
Oh.
Yeah, Son.
Yeah, you go, son.
Son at the moment, yeah, I would definitely
So
consider
it'd
it.
have to be top tier
Yeah, top tier.
to
Because
be a 1v1
if
trade.
you look at his stats over the entirety of the Prem, like since he's been playing, it's like ridiculous returns. Especially, I mean, sorry everyone who likes stats. I don't have the points in front of me, but all you need to know is he scores points nearly every week.
Oh, and even when he misses pens like he did this week, he still ends up with 11.
Was that like the first one in a very,
Yeah, his
very,
first
very
one he's
long
missed.
time?
Yeah.
Well, first one for United, and he has taken a few for them because that's all they bloody get is pens. Like they had the most pens of any team last season by a
And
mile.
I think they're probably leading the
I know.
charts again
Yeah,
this
I was
season.
about to say, here we go again.
It's actually fucked.
Yeah, well, when you see that the Rashford the pen that was given, which is kind of the next point, was it's a bit of a soft pen. Like He was already falling down, and yes, there was a little bit of studs in it, but it's like a
You're already
butterfly landing
falling
the
over.
shin.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I agree with that too.
Yeah,
so
I think that's
love
justice served. Maybe
It was-
maybe there was a higher power involved, and there was
definitely.
nothing Bruno could
The
do.
higher power is VAR.
Yeah.
By the power of Grayskull.
Yeah, someone in the
You will not score.
someone at the very top of the stands like shining a little mirror at him whilst he's trying to take the pen.
Hito, that's called God, and it's lightning.
Where is Miles, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Well, he is a big Arsenal fan these days. All right,
So
so
fighting for top 4. So
And I just want to say, I know we were just talking about Bruno. He obviously missed the pen, but God, did he make up for it by scoring that goal? I was like, ooh.
I went from like kind of up and down roller coaster. I was like so excited that he'd missed the pen. And then when he banged in a good one, I was like, oh, that just kind of cancelled out the points.
Yeah, it was so good. I woke up to
so
see
clean.
that. I was looking at the scores in the morning and I was like, oh, he missed a pen. Oh, he's got plenty of points.
I wish there was more negative points for a missed pen.
Okay, fuck off.
I really wish there wasn't because Mitrovic, that's all he did.
yeah.
Negative.
Tim would be on negative points this week.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Wan-Bissaka. Ooh.
Yeah, good goal.
Yeah, I
It
liked
was a
it.
nice
Yeah.
goal, yeah.
And was that? Oh, God. I always ask this question. I'm pretty sure I heard that it's his first goal for the team.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah,
So-
I don't remember being
What a way
another
to score
but
it.
I know. Spank. It's a classic fullback goal, isn't it? Kind of, they're always on that angle and they just spank it up into the top corner. So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
pretty spicy.
Spicy. Okay.
So
Chelsea.
guys, yeah, what's going on at Chelsea, guys? What's happening?
Mass chaos.
Mass chaos.
We don't know how to defend, but we do know how to score.
Yeah, I think that sums you up pretty
Yeah,
well.
that's it.
I know I've been saying this week in, week out. The team isn't fit yet. They've not played together a lot.
Yeah.
Defense takes longer to get put together than attack for me. Like, if you've got talented attacking players, they're probably going to score goals, especially with the amount of money Chelsea spent. And we saw that with Werner and Havertz getting on the scoreboard for the first time this week.
But how about Pulisic coming back and instantly adding creativity to the middle of the pitch?
Yeah, I'd say he adds, as well, he adds width.
I think that was a big factor.
Yeah.
Like, he's fast down the wing. We've been playing like, I don't know. Look, Mount is still playing out on the wing, but I just don't think that's the best place for him. But
yeah.
we'll get into that. But I just love true wingers on the wing, and I feel like Mount should be playing in the center, and I say it every week, and, you know, Havertz is there too. But
Yeah.
regardless, Werner with 2 goals and an assist.
Thank you.
Good way to open the account. Tim's happy.
I know. Finally off the.
It was my
I think
entire
it's going to be.
points.
I think it's going to be a bit of a. The boulders now rolling down the hill
I'm hoping.
potentially.
I agree.
And I've also had Pulisic on with injury, and I think with that linking up, it'll make things better.
I completely agree with you as well there. I think that, yeah, having that width and a very fast player down the
Yeah.
side. And Pulisic was like, when he was playing, the best player for Chelsea last season. So
Oh, yeah.
you've got to just look at that and go, okay, this attack, when it finally glues, which I don't think it will take very long, it's going to be pretty lethal. Like, Pulisic didn't do much in that game, and you got to give him some time because he's come back from a pretty lengthy
I think he helped
injury.
a bit with the pass before.
Yeah, he was the
his
third assist.
play. He was
Yeah.
kind of doing that drive through the midfield, getting some space, and then allowing to pass it off to someone.
Yeah, I agree with that. But he's not in. I'm more talking in terms of fantasy returns.
Yeah.
And points, like, you know, that pass forward thing. It's annoying, but that's usually when you're seeing a player that's about to maybe score some points. Is when you see them getting. They're always that pass before.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, especially in a player like him who's so direct. I think it's coming.
He'll ramp it up, definitely.
But yeah, all the positives on the attacking side. Well, hang on. Let's quickly talk about Werner's goals because I feel like Hito wants to neg them, but I think they're so good.
Can I counter neg if you neg?
No, I'm not going to neg. I've rewatched
The
them.
negativity is not warranted.
When I first watched them, I was writing notes as I was doing it, and as soon as Werner starts like running across the box, it felt like slow mo to me when I watched it.
I agree.
This is classic striker. He's going to run across the whole box, get a shot off, he'll hit someone and just go out. But then he bangs it in.
Yeah.
He did, and I
I'm
think he had
rewatching
the
it.
presence of
Yeah.
mind to cut it back across the goal too,
Agree.
which you don't always see.
No.
Like honestly, most players I think would try
hard
and
too when you're
curl
running
it.
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
running across
I know.
to then pull it back.
But because so many players will normally try and curve it on that outside post or the post they're running to, you know, the keeper is expecting that he's off, you know, balance. The ball goes through a bunch of players too, so it's harder for them to see, and it's, you know, going against their motion, the keeper.
Yeah, definitely.
It for me, that's like a presence of mind in a situation where he's like literally the only man to do there. That means that he's probably going to be amazing.
Yeah. And
But
that's second.
what
That's
the
second
other thing
good
was,
too.
oh yeah, sorry, the second one was
Yeah.
good. But I love the way in the first goal that he like lets the ball run.
Yeah.
Like he's like there and just like has a quick look to the defender and realizes where he was in the pace of the ball, and like that, it was like such a quick decision, and then all of a sudden he is just like running on to that running ball.
Yeah, I know.
Class.
And that turn. That was
the
good.
turn was beautiful.
That
and
was so nice.
and Jorginho with an assist, that high ball.
Yeah.
We've seen it before.
Yeah, definitely. It was really strong. And I think that's adding to the argument where we were discussing last week about how do you consider Jorginho in a fantasy prospect.
Is he going to
and
lose his spot?
potentially
You'd be
with those
kicking
that
yourself
fast.
now, though.
Yeah, I know.
Like he's got an assist this week now. He's scoring pens. Like now he's actually maybe an
I know,
asset.
with a fast
I
striker.
never thought I'd say that.
I know, with a fast striker that can actually run behind the defense.
Yeah.
That type of ball.
And to make something from nothing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Give me a blow by blow, Tim.
A blow by blow. Honestly,
Don't take your pants off, please.
Oh my! Don't tempt me. The emotions in that goal, especially for someone that has Werner in their team.
Look, this one to that to the flick over.
Yeah. All I remember saying is that when the commentators were like, "Oh, is that a handball?" I was like, "Fuck off! Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah,
But
that sounds like a fantasy player.
Yeah, but luckily he was wearing his skins. They couldn't see where his elbow was, and they gave it to him. But honestly, it's just a classic. I feel like that's a classic striker goal. Just trying to get touch, and then just something on it, and that header just
It's also like the momentum too.
yeah.
But it all happens.
Like you're
so
running
quick.
at it. If you're coming from a different direction as a defender, I feel like it's very relevant to Rocket League. If anyone plays Rocket League out there, it's so much advantage to the player coming charging in at the goal.
Oh yeah, and the goalkeeper
Versus-
had no chance.
Exactly, but there's a lot going on there for a striker to do, and the amount of time he had to like calculate that, how hard he had to hit it to chip the keeper, to head it in.
It was instinct.
Instinct as well as the first goal. Spicy. And
good.
obviously he puts in gets in a good position, assists Havertz for the third. Really nice. Now, should we just skip the Chelsea defense?
Yeah,
We'll just skip over that.
I don't think we need to do much. I think you could sum it up really quickly.
Apart from the
Kepa was in goal.
Yeah.
Done.
yeah,
I know.
exactly. And
That
also-
was calamitous. That the way they conceded.
The second.
That second- that was
annoying.
so like
Hilarious.
non-committal in his goalkeeping, but yeah,
I laughed so hard at that second
I
goal.
bet you did. Bastard.
It was
It
hilarious.
hurt.
Poor pass out from Zuma, and it's just like a circus. It
Or
was
should we
crazy.
call him Happy?
Happy? Yeah, I know.
Okay, yeah, that's huge news. Hey,
His middle name.
Zuma's middle name. Now, someone has to correct me if I'm wrong here, but I saw it on a team sheet.
Yep.
And this may be common knowledge, but
Oh,
this
it's on
is
the
a
Premier League squad submission.
Zuma Kurt Happy Zuma.
Kurt Happy Zuma.
Happy boy.
Kurt's happy when he's zooming.
You know who should be called Happy?
Who's that?
N'Golo Kante.
N'Golo, yeah.
N'Golo Happy Kante.
Yeah.
Happy.
Yeah. Sounds a bit like N'Golo Happy.
And Pulisic. Pulisic,
You know what I mean.
Mate.
And yeah, Pulisic's middle name is Mate. So two very
Brilliant.
good finds this week on middle names.
And Peter Cech being included in the squad list.
Peter
Hilarious.
I love this. Honestly, I hope he's playing next week. If Mendy's injured, play Czech. Do not play any of
That's
those other
so
players.
funny. That's the
I back him.
funniest scene. The fact he's in the squad.
Mate, pull on the boots and the headgear and come out.
Is Schwarzer still
Oh
there?
man, and the walking
Oh, yeah.
frame.
Yeah, the walking. No, he's 38. He's not even that old.
He's playing ice
I'm
hockey,
surprised
isn't
he
he?
retired that early.
I know, me too. Class keeper.
Also, can I just say, Whitey,
No.
sum up this game. Last week you predicted 3-0 to Chelsea.
Oh, so
Well, I got the goals right.
Well done at the 3, but you didn't predict the other 3 coming in. So.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for that. Okay, is it whose turn is it to predict?
I think it's
I
Tim.
think it's me.
Tim. Good luck.
I don't know what to do here.
This is a hard one.
And I really didn't spend any time thinking about it. But I'm going to say, and this is obviously a Chelsea fan here, Man U 3, Chelsea 4.
I like it.
I'd be happy if it's that. That'd be
I know.
Quite entertaining.
I know. Considering I've got
I'm going big.
a lot of Manchester players, I don't have any Chelsea players.
I think Chelsea's too good attacking wise to
not score.
not score, and I think Chelsea are bad defensive, so Man U will score. They're both. It's two
They're both
attacking teams
horrendous.
going against teams that can't defend. So
Yeah.
This is so it's
I like it.
Yeah, this is like when you use like the World 11 versus Classic 11 on FIFA. It's like
goals galore.
Goals galore, yeah.
Okay,
Feel that.
so yeah, and obviously we've already talked about it. Informed players are Fernandes, Havertz.
Havertz 3 weeks in a row with points.
with points. Okay, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that was how consistent he was.
2 assists and a goal.
And I'm sorry, I think on ones to watch right now, but I feel like Jorginho now has to just be included in players in form. Like he's done it back to back to back.
Yeah.
You could at least pick him up for like a couple of weeks, and I think you get some points from him.
Yeah, but I'd be looking at Chelsea's fixtures are okay. It's United, so yeah, there's probably some attacking returns there, and then Burnley, Sheffield. So two very defensive teams, but I think there could be some more points for Jorginho.
Yeah.
All right, we should move on. Hito, it's your team.
I know.
Those shit motherfuckers.
I know. Liverpool versus Sheffield is coming up.
versus Sheffield.
I know. So obviously Liverpool had the
derby.
derby.
Mersey.
The Mersey derby. And I guess I'll just sum it up straight away with that. I predicted 3-2 to Liverpool. And it was 2-2. But
With a disallowed goal.
Probably should have been.
Disallowed,
So I'm going to say I basically called it.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry,
That's not how
no.
it works.
But yeah, credit to you. That was pretty close.
It was very close.
That
I
is
feel.
close.
The way it came out as well. Very small little consolation. For
There was a
the
bit
result.
that went on this game. Like normally we don't spend too much time on Liverpool because Mane and Salah score all the points.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that they didn't score all the points.
Yeah, they did this
It
week
was,
again.
typical, from them. But there was a couple of injuries and red cards and stuff, which,
Big
as we
injury.
all know, like in fantasy, injuries are huge and you got to jump on that stuff early.
Yeah.
Depending on the player, like as I was saying, if Mane got injured, then Jota would be a very spicy prospect all of a sudden.
Definitely.
In this situation, not that excited about
No.
replacements for Van Dijk.
Yeah, because
No.
apparently it's going to be, apparently it's Fabinho, which would make him the worst fantasy player.
Yeah.
A
mid
midfielder playing in
defense.
defense, no clean sheet.
Yeah. I think that's going to be, I wouldn't be jumping on. Obviously, Allison's still out for a little bit longer. He'll be back sooner, though. But
What do you think about VVD's injury?
it's pretty brutal.
Red?
Yeah.
I heard something about that, like the referee didn't realize the rules in
Yeah.
terms of if you can give a red card if it's already deemed offside.
Yeah. I heard that too, that the guy in
Like,
the
if
guy
someone
in
does
VAR-
something
the guy in the
fucked up
VAR, the guy in the VAR box felt that, because they'd been ruled offside, that he can't then go ahead and review something else. I'm like, if he punched him, you'd be reviewing it.
Yeah, exactly. It's
But
so
just because
stupid.
he's not, it's ridiculous. There's so much chat out there on the socials. Everyone's probably seen it. It's absolutely absurd that.
I know.
And then
it's
obviously we
heavy.
go on to-
Like, it could have been even worse.
Exactly. And if he got red, we probably would have won the game too, because they're down to their worst keeper. Although you can't get much worse than Pickford sometimes. So,
Loves Pickford.
Mignolet?
but Aminula.
Is he there back up?
No. Just a good off.
No, I thought we were going worst goalkeepers.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Or
You really
best,
threw
or
me
best
there.
goalkeeper
I was
songs.
like, oh, yeah.
Which one are we doing?
I know. I don't know.
But yeah, pretty brutal for Liverpool's defense. I think we've known this for most of the season so far. Liverpool's defense are not, there for clean sheets at the moment. Not many defenders are really across the league, but you've got Trent and Robbo always looking creative, and that's
Nice
where you're going to get
assist.
points.
Yeah.
Beautiful assist from Robbo, back to his normal work there, playing that in for Mane. But yeah, I don't think you'd be looking at centre backs for Liverpool for points. We're going to concede goals still, but I think as a team we'll still go okay, and you still got all big hitters there for fantasy perspective.
I'm bored of hearing Hito talk about Liverpool. Tim, you talk about Liverpool for a second.
Look,
It's fine to say bad things.
look, don't get me started, honestly. No, honestly, it was one of those games. It was a fun one to watch. I was kind of, obviously when you go to a derby, it's always a bit of fun. But I mean that injury straight off the bat would have made things pretty hard for Liverpool because he's just not. He's the
He's a talisman.
yeah.
The heart of them.
He
The
is
heart of
And I think
everything.
we struggled too after that because Joe Gomez, the reason we conceded the goals is you'd have Van Dijk commanding in the air for both the Everton goals. Calvert-Lewin would be contested where he wasn't for the goal that he scored.
He jumped so high.
He did jump very high.
He's
But
a springy motherfucker.
I think it made it look
Yeah.
a little bit higher because Gomez was just kind of standing there, bending over a bit.
He just
It was
literally bent
weird.
over.
It was very weird. But I think one final thing just on Liverpool outside of the big players.
No more
This is the
final
first
things.
time-
Sorry. No, cutting you off.
Okay.
No. I'm joking. Come in.
A final thing I have to say is it was first start for Thiago He obviously got a little bit injured because Charlison's ridiculous red card.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit ridiculous.
Almost
but-
in the high.
Ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Never mind. Continue.
What did I say?
You said just a little bit ridiculous. I was like, I think we were talking about him being a little bit injured, but okay.
Or the tackle as well. But
Yeah.
I think that'll be interesting to see because now Thiago obviously have quite a promising role in the midfield. He looked quite controlling as well. So we're starting to learn a little bit about him for fantasy potentially. So keep an eye on to see how that role evolves.
Yeah, okay. Sheffield versus Fulham, 1-1. Sheffield, like, there's not much to talk about with them.
No, there isn't
No, there
really.
isn't.
Last season, there was like a little bit of shine to them.
I'm a bit worried about
It's
them this
fading.
season.
You're worried about
Yeah,
them. I
'cause-
couldn't care less about them.
Well,
Yeah.
You're a nicer guy than I
No.
am. And I'm like, oh, Sheffield's not playing well. Oh, well, they might get relegated.
They didn't win your heart last year? They kind of won a bit of my heart
Defensively,
last year.
they did.
Just because they're, underdogs staying up there.
What the hell?
Running quite high in the league. But yeah, their defense was their main attribute last year. It's not happening. The fact that they're conceding to Fulham, I think that sums that up pretty nicely.
Yeah. Where's the defense gone?
So
Yeah, but look, man.
I know it was a
We
good
talked
goal.
about it. It was pretty
But that's
fucking
all
good.
that. But Sheffield have not kept
No,
really
they're
any
not
clean
kept
sheets.
clean
So
sheets. I mean, and that's a rare point for them at the start of the season. I will say Billy Sharp. Oh, did he smack that? pen?
he spanked it.
Oh,
Is a classic player from who's come up through the leagues.
yeah, I know.
Like I'm just hitting it hard. That's how I
Yeah.
do pens.
Yeah, that's how I do pens. Vardy style. He's like, Vardy's my hero.
Yeah. And
Boom.
Troy Deeney.
Yeah, Troy Deeney. Love it. Miss Troy. Okay, so the top point scorers from that little off are obviously Salah, Robbo with Salah was 7, Robbo was 6, Mane was 6. No big scorers there. Sharp got 7 points, like scored a goal, 2 bonus points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that sums up that game too because he came on as a sub and
It
got
does.
bonus. So
Do I have to predict this game?
yeah, you do.
Oh, this is all you.
Time for a spanking. Yeah, look, I'm not looking like Sheffield's going to score. So, Liverpool 3, Sheffield 0.
I'll
That was
take
slight variation on my
I know,
yeah,
it's
well,
very
thing.
wispy.
I will say Salah and Mane to score all the goals because that's the only people to score goals. Unless
I'll take
Trent
that.
scores a free kick, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
Okay, next fixture. Tim, lead us in Southampton versus Everton. Go.
Well, Southampton were looking quite good in the second half against Chelsea.
Quite good.
Quite good.
Yeah.
Quite good.
They really picked it up. And honestly, it was quite scary as a Chelsea fan because defensively, I was just thinking, we're going to lose this. I actually thought we were going to lose the game. And the way that they played in the second half, I was like, we're cooked here. But when it comes down to it, the Werner goal was, well,
It was special, but
it was special.
they're also a little bit.
And
Yeah.
I feel like they were getting done with the overhead
The
the
balls.
overhead balls
Yeah.
and the quick balls behind. Their defensive line was shocking.
Well, they're slow. I mean, Vestergaard's pretty slow. He's a big boy, but
Yeah.
even though he got done for those goals, he scored the final one, like off Walcott, but
Yeah.
he was quick. Like
Yeah.
that was off a Walcott shot, and he just like deflects it in off his head.
That was
I was
nice.
like, "Fuck you!"
Again, instinct.
Oh.
So instinct.
And
Yeah.
a late goal too.
Yeah, another
Like,
late
so
goal.
many late goals, man. I'm done.
Yeah, it's not
I'm
over.
done.
Done.
I don't want another late goal.
But the
My heart can't take it. Not with all these fucking Pringles. Not with us eating chips every week. What the hell?
but
All undigested Pringles because you're just swallowing little crumbs whole.
the the defense on the second goal that they got, obviously Chelsea, it was comical, the defense, but it just showed, it kind of almost looked like an indoor football match and just balls bouncing around.
Yeah.
That almost just went gay porno there.
Ballsies.
Yeah, but honestly, it was just them just pushing. They just wanted
Yeah.
it more. They wanted it way more. And yeah, it showed so much in the second half. So,
I think what I really liked too was it was nice to see Ings going around the keeper. You always love a one where they go around the keeper and slot it in.
Do
it always
you?
feels nice. I do.
Does it feel nice?
It does feel nice.
Fuck off.
It was a nice little pass from Adams through as well. He got some nice points this week.
He did, and maybe one to watch. Maybe one to watch. He's playing every week. He's playing in the striker role.
Yeah.
Maybe one to watch.
Yeah, hasn't done much this yet, but
All right, let's move on. I'm sick of talking about that game. Everton. Oh, here we go. Let's talk about this.
I know we just spoke about this.
Well, we just spoke about this, but we didn't talk about Everton's goals. Keane, well up at the corner. Hey?
Yeah, it was a good header.
Towering above those pathetic Liverpool defenders.
Pretty much.
God, as soon as VVD's out of there, it's a pretty measly.
Well, that's what I said.
defensive
Without,
line.
no
Not
one really
strong.
contesting. But it was a good header. Corner in from James.
Oh my God,
So
James looks.
assist.
He is the fantasy player to have right now, isn't he? Just assists.
Behind Fernandez.
I don't know.
No, he's so good.
He has made the Everton squad look immaculate. He is,
Him and Allen.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that DCL is scoring all the goals, but he's been in that team for ages. I mean, Tim knows. He's had him many years in
Yes.
fantasy and nothing fucking happens with him.
No, I
but
know.
now all of a sudden he's got that like strength through the midfield of Allen and Rodriguez
And creativity too.
and creativity, and now he's actually getting some balls and like, whoa, what?
Yeah.
He's a pretty good striker
Yeah.
when balls are being played in the right positions.
No, exactly.
And I mean, yeah, he scored another one there. Give me a little review of his second goal, or his first goal for this game, Tim.
Who's first goal?
DCL, sorry,
DCL.
Good old DCL.
Dominic Cavalier.
Not
Look,
Van Dijk's ACL.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like.
Dominic's.
Yeah, VVD's DCL.
DCL's still good, guys. Don't worry. No, honestly, it was just such a nice ball and such a nice header. It's what you expect from a striker, just to be in a very good position. He came running in from behind, so he came behind the defenders and just towered above them.
He did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and a nice
Uncontested.
finish, and definitely a player in form.
Yeah, great crossing from Digne, or Diggy, as we like to call him.
Diggy.
Yeah, Dean, as most people pronounce it, but Miles likes to say
dug it
weird
out.
shit. Diggy. We dig the dig.
He really dug it out to get that
He
cross
did.
in. Yeah.
He really did. But then I think as well, what did you guys think of Pickford throughout this game?
Here we go. Well, what do you think about Pickford? Like, if there's anything you like,
Look,
it's
I'm-
like to shit talk fucking Pickford.
do.
I'm bored of it. We all know he's bad, okay? He had one good World Cup. That's it.
I know.
Well, he had some good saves in the game.
I know. That's
very
what I thought
nice
was
saves.
interesting. He just goes from
Oh, wow. You're going to say something
well, he
positive?
goes from hacking down Van Dijk to making some worldy saves.
Oh, the
to then
saves,
just
yeah.
being ridiculous on the goal that got ruled offside.
I love his energy. He looks dirty. He just looks like a fucking little grimy motherfucker. Hey.
Yeah, that's what he
He's
does at the
like,
raves. Rave old Pickford. Exactly.
He would like the intro to this, actually.
He would. Oh, he
He
listens.
probably would.
He
He
listens.
probably would.
Just for the intro.
And finally, to round out, Hito, talk to me. Richarlison, red.
Yeah. So he's now suspended, boys, for a couple of weeks. So it was pretty brutal.
Sorry, Miles.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next week when
Speak
you're back.
about a
on.
Yeah.
grimy looking player.
That was-
Charleston just
That was pretty
striking.
savage,
Yeah,
just
gross.
sliding in studs up into the shin of Thiago. So, yeah, unfortunately, it was right near the end of the game. So, Liverpool couldn't take too much advantage of it for too long of the game. But
Yeah, well, that's exactly
pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool really needed Everton to go down an extra man if they were actually going to score any more goals because they were looking pretty rubbish.
Imagine if there was two Liverpool.
He says that and then just dives away with the mic to eat
Yeah,
chips.
two Liverpool ACLs could have gone in that game.
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah, two
Thiago's
leg breakers.
Very, very
Yeah,
lucky.
could have been two. And you saw as soon as the challenge happened, Joe Gomez has had a lot of bad
Oh,
injury
yeah.
issues. He just fell to the ground, his head in his hands, just worried for him.
Is Thiago out for next game now?
Potentially.
That's a shame. First start now he's.
Potentially. He won't play Champions League this week, probably.
Yeah.
But
Is Tim a Liverpool supporter? He sounded actually really sad.
he sounds quite
I
interesting.
hate injuries. I hate football
I get
injuries.
that.
I hate players going out for long periods of time. It's
Yeah.
shocking.
Tim,
is
good
pretty
from
horrible.
you. Good from you. All right. Well, let's run through the top point scorers from that game. Adams with 11, Vestergaard with 7, Ings with 7. You know, some pretty decent returns from Southampton players there. Not for clean sheets, obviously. Vestergaard with a goal. Keane, and yet again, not for a clean sheet. Two teams that have lost or drawn 3-3. So, 2-all. for
Well,
Liverpool.
yeah, lots of goals. So
Just
still
lots of
conceded
goals.
for sure.
Lots of points coming from defenders there, though, with Diggy with 7 and then finally DCL with 6. Informed players. Talk to me, Tom Heaton.
Well, obviously DCL. He's been in the chat each week. He's killing it at the moment. He's got incredibly high value.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting for trade perspective how you'd approach that if you had him. because he's got so much value at the moment.
I know. I would love to have him and
Yeah.
trade him. Anyway,
Very high asset there.
Who-
So you could potentially score some lower
or someone
or
big.
someone big that's not doing as good, potentially. And also I think obviously James is looking really good. He didn't get that many points this week, but he's looking good. So I think it's normally the same names moving forward. Obviously Southampton, not too many to call out there. Ings and Adams potentially. Everton, it's all the same.
Yeah.
Same guys.
Predicted, bitch.
All right, I'm going Everton 3, Southampton 1.
Like that. Southampton definitely have a goal in them.
Yeah, they got a goal in them, but I think Everton will.
I don't know. I think they got a couple more. I don't know. They
You got
look
more than
really
that?
good. I
Tim,
reckon.
don't disagree with the prediction.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm the
Don't
guest.
shit
I'm the
talk my
guest here. I'm the
prediction.
You have
guest
to be
here.
supportive.
All right. Sorry.
Wolves versus Newcastle. Now, I kind of, in our last review of the Leeds Wolves game, I talked a bit about Wolves because I couldn't help myself. I got a few Wolves players.
Loves Wolves.
So we don't have much to talk about here, but look, they were quiet for the first half.
Yeah.
They're really not looking like themselves, and I don't know why. Maybe it's Jota.
Yeah, maybe they miss him too much.
he was very good.
They're
for
all
them.
too sad.
I don't know. It's just
Well, they
bit
played so
flat.
much football last year.
Mate, you think it's
with
catching up
their
with them?
Europa League? I think it is a little bit, but it seems like they've brought back some of their defensive strength now. They held out quite well this game. Yet again, as you mentioned earlier, Seiss playing left wing back again, with Kilman filling in at centre back.
Kilman killing it.
Yeah,
In the points.
killing it. He's killing it. He got man of the match as well. So, yeah, a bit quiet. Obviously, the only spark for Wolves moving forward in the first half was Potence. And I think he actually looked quite all right in the rest of the game too.
Yeah, he's consistent each week.
he's consistent little-
fast down
yeah.
that wing.
Can just create some space too for himself. So,
Tim, he was available after the draft. Why didn't you pick him up?
I didn't hear him on the podcast.
Oh, yeah, fair. Well, I don't know. He was. There was
talking
chat.
to someone.
There was chat. Yeah, Potence is looking good, and Jimenez, like his goal was not amazing, but it's
Yeah.
Jimenez. He just gets goals.
Yeah, he put a shot on. He worked the space well. It was a bit unlucky from Leeds' perspective,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's obviously back in the point. So
I know. And they
strong
look
player to have.
They look pretty average to back it up, but 1-0 and a clean sheet. There's plenty of points there to be had from the clean sheets. As we said, Kilman, he got 12 points, Jimenez with 8, Seiss with 7. Like lots of other defensive clean sheets there.
There's 5 in that
There's
team. So
5
that's
in
a
them.
lot going
So
around.
when a clean sheet happens there, it's like points party. Moving on, Newcastle played Man U. Yeah.
Yeah, not too much to say there about that team.
We talked about Saint Maximum. Sorry.
Yeah.
What's his first name?
Alan.
Alan. Alan?
Yeah.
Alan.
So lame.
Oh, Alan. Saint Maximum. Alan.
Ale. But they probably say it different. Ale.
Like he's got such a
Alain,
badass
Saint Maxime.
like second name. It's like Saint Maximum. And there's like, oh, my
Sounds
first
like,
name.
sounds like a gladiator.
Hi, I'm Alan.
He burnt me.
It's probably pronounced very
He burnt
differently.
me last season.
That's why I brought it up because we were all talking about it last week and we just thought that like he looks so good,
Amazing. Yeah.
but he never really gets points.
I think the hard thing with him is that he needs the team to be better for him to really come forward in
and maybe
points.
Wilson will kind of help that a bit.
Because he's having to do all the work himself. You saw it throughout that game. He was just taking on like 3 or 4 people at a time, just trying to work a shot, work some space, being slippery.
And
he's
a nice
sliding
pass.
He's doing it. He's doing it
But
very
he needs
well.
more in that.
I know.
For the way they play, they don't play well enough for. Because if he played in a better structured team, we'd be like, pick him up, pick him up, pick him up, pick him up.
I would compare him maybe to Grealish in previous
Yeah.
seasons where Grealish does a lot of the work.
Yeah.
And, this season, Grealish has a bit more around him and he's not relied on and he's getting some good fantasy
Yeah, I
points.
like that.
But, players around him are benefiting too. So I don't know. Maybe if Newcastle survive, maybe they'll invest something or they'll sell. Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Good luck with that.
Get a better manager.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else? for you guys?
I think a big call out as well is Vidalo again in with the crazy save number this week. 8 saves.
Wow.
And 2 weeks ago,
What
he
the
had
hell?
11.
What
Yeah, I
the
know.
hell?
So even though they conceded 4, he still did really well this week.
So clearly his defense was doing fuck all for
yeah,
him.
I know.
He
got 8
still
points.
conceded 4
He got
goals.
8
Everything.
points.
Wow.
That's crazy. Conceding 4 as well. So Yeah, Wilson and the rest of the team looking pretty quiet. So not much going on from Newcastle.
Yeah, and really informed players there. There's not much to talk about. And Wolves for me, like there's not crazy form players there either. So, I mean, you're gonna already have the classic Wolves players already. Newcastle, you're probably gonna have Wilson, but other than that,
Yeah.
we're not really back.
I think the only thing changing Wolves now is that potentially the defense is looking a lot stronger. So
After that
seeing
game.
Seiss playing left wing back, potentially Kilman being a fill-in at centre back, because he got 3 bonus points this week.
Yeah.
So I think there's some points in defense for Wolves at the moment.
Tim, predict this shit.
Do I have to do this one? This is
Do it.
Predict.
I'm gonna go Wolves 1.
Newcastle, no.
No, I should Saint Maximin 1
I like it. Very good.
because there is no one else at Newcastle.
Or Wilson.
Yeah, he's there sometimes.
Nah,
He occasionally
when you got
rocks up.
Saint Maximum in the team, there's no other people we're talking
Maximum.
about.
There's some good fixtures for Wolves coming up. That should be said amongst all that.
Yeah,
Newcastle, Crystal Palace, and then Leicester, who aren't great at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, keep an eye on those boys.
yeah, hard for Newcastle with Wolves, Everton, Southampton.
Arsenal versus
Teams.
Leicester. Arsenal versus Leicester. I'm cutting you off.
Let's do it.
Arsenal lost.
I know both these games they played, they both lost 1-0.
Miles, are you okay? If Miles was here, I think
Maybe that's why he's not here this week.
so
That's
many
probably why.
reasons. There's a lot
So
of
many reasons.
so many reasons. We could point
why
him
he's
at
not
all.
here.
To be honest, we know that he never listens past 40 minutes of this pod, so he's probably never going to hear what we said here.
Or we can
but
just turn it up now.
Turn it up, boys. So for me, Saka looks good every week.
Yeah.
He always looks like a guy with energy in their midfield. Do you see that coming, Tim?
Yeah, I mean, but when I watched the game, and I thought the exact same thing. And the first thing, obviously, you watch a game and you kind of go, "Oh, can I pick him up?" And then you look at his points, you're like, "Oh, maybe not." 'Cause
Yeah.
while they're a great player, it's kind of like Saint Maximin, where it's just like, they do a lot, and you see them, and it's a great player. It's clearly very creative, and it's just like, do they get points? No. So it's hard, but maybe depending on how Arsenal adapts, maybe he could be more involved, and yeah.
He's one to watch still. We
Yeah.
always put him on the one to watch. We don't call him in form. He's always one to watch. But like I look at Arsenal's fixtures coming up, and they've got Leicester, Manchester United, and Aston Villa. He could get some goals against Leicester and United. He could get goals against any of those teams, but
Yeah, well, he scored last week, the week before, and then this week he looked good again. So it's just about turning that into consistent points. But
he's getting game time. So
But a couple like lower tier teams in a row, like he could find some form and then pick up through. Like that's the thing.
definitely.
If you can pick him up as a 5th.
it could happen. And for me, I think in an 8-man, I know we're in a 7-man league. If we were in an 8-man league, he'd be in a team.
He'd be gone, yeah.
100% be in a team because he just looks good and you've got to pull trigger on that.
on
so
someone
if
who's an
you're
attacking threat,
exactly
for sure.
And people in bigger leagues maybe sitting there going, yeah, of course he's in one of our teams. I mean, we're not used to that, but we're saying that even without the attacking returns, he's electric enough that if you were in a bigger draft, situation with more players, he would definitely be a factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And potentially could even add weight to a trade if you need like a lower player to balance out something.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
might have a little bit more sway over.
Lots of trade chat
Someone
from you
else.
this week, Heater.
I know, just
Just thinking about
the
it.
trades are starting to happen in our league at the moment. We're a bit slow to start.
Have
I
you done
traded
any?
well.
We warm into it, so
Have you done any trades yet?
No, I'm getting close. I'm
Do you wanna
putting my
trade?
feelers out. So
You haven't contacted me.
yeah, I'm going elsewhere. First.
Yeah.
He knows I'm hard to deal with.
Do you have any?
I'd rather hard
I'm
bargain.
starting the easy people.
Do you have any
first.
Liverpool players?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'm not talking to you.
So, Tim, just give me quickly how you feel about the fact that there's no Lacquer again and William up front.
It's frustrating the fuck out of me. Honestly, it's like you pick up Lacazette. I picked him up quite early in the draft, thinking it would be a decent pickup. But then there was rumors of him going away, and then
I never
he
would have
stayed. And I don't want to hear that
Well,
from
he
you.
scored
all right?
the first 3 weeks. Scored the first 3
yeah,
weeks. So
but they were pretty average goals.
yeah, but still.
Yeah, I know.
You'd be
They're
disappointed.
goals. But like, honestly, when I saw the goals, I was like, I don't see him staying in the team. Like, being
He's never been prolific.
No.
Like, he's never really just smashed it. Like, Aubameyang has always stolen his light.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Hito, any opinions? Hito is smashing some Pringles right now, and I can't blame him because once you pop, Hito literally just looks like he's just going to pop.
It's Pringle dinner for Hito.
Once you pop, you pop.
Yeah.
Oh, they're too good, lads. They're too good.
All right.
I don't know if I got a high enough rating, so just you can adjust your ratings later if you like.
I'm tempted to.
In summary, for me, like Arsenal could have conceded a lot more goals. They defended pretty well. I mean, they do have David Luiz in their team, which these days is more of a hindrance than
So close to getting an own goal from David Luiz.
Yeah, I know. I saw that.
But they're looking a lot stronger. They're setting up really defensively against big teams, and who they're versing Leicester aren't playing that well. So I think they could actually switch gears and go quite hard on them this week. So yeah, Leicester obviously lost 1-0 to Aston Villa. Not much to talk about. They're missing
I have
Vardy.
2 notes.
I know.
There wasn't Vardy, and Tillman's had a shot from range. Like, I was like looking at it, and I was like, this game's boring.
Yeah, there's just
From their perspective.
there was a bit of attack. There was lots of movement, but nothing really resulted in a shot. Harvey Barnes looked like he was trying way too hard in some moments. There was no synergy. There was no
Pass,
kind of fluidity.
Harvey, pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was sitting on the ball with it under him for ages doing nothing. I'm like, mate, you're not going to score here.
It's
And
so
they're like,
frustrating to
falling.
watch as well. You're just like, oh gosh, I
Yeah.
struggled to get through that.
Leicester
game.
are really going downhill at the moment. I don't know what's going on. Do you think we'll be saying bye to Brendy soon?
Yeah, I don't.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's big.
Talk about just like boom. Like I feel like 2 weeks ago we're
That's
like,
what I'm
oh,
trying to do.
Leicester's had a good start to the season, da, 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 da. And now Hito's like, boom, get Brendan out. Like you're still burnt from the fact that he didn't do well. For
Bit
you
of
guys.
honesty.
It's the Stevie G slip.
In this situation, though, that both teams, Aston Villa, Leicester, played like very well defensively. So yes, they conceded against a Barkley very nice goal, but they did quite well the entire time. And they just didn't. They weren't good in the attack. They're missing Vardy. Simple. I mean, Iniacho, what has he ever done?
I mean, I hate to say it, he had some good shots in that game. Like there was, maybe 2, but still.
He had a couple.
Yeah, look, you're right, Tim.
He had a couple.
What has he ever done?
You did put in the notes.
But yeah,
so.
I know, but I don't know what's going on with like. But just to back up my Leicester point though, first game week,
What Leicester point?
well, they lost. Whatever.
A solid burn.
Thank you. What Boyz?
Yeah.
None. Okay, so I think we're going to see Arsenal win this game.
I think so too.
I'm predicting this, aren't I? I think I am.
Yeah, it's all you.
I'm up
Yeah.
to Tim. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, baby.
Come on, baby, give us that prediction.
Is Vardy back next week?
I'm not sure yet.
Unknown. 75%.
Oh, they're still out of Red Bulls.
Footage COVID.
Yeah, he's 75.
My prediction is Arsenal 3, Leicester 0.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not an Arsenal fan. Fuck you, Miles.
I feel like you overcompensated for that. Just trying to prove your point.
I feel like there's some goals there. Okay, so I think we should talk about Brighton versus West Brom.
Oh, do we have to?
Wow.
Well, yeah, we kind of do.
But
Someone's
yeah,
dinging over here.
we're
Who's that dinging?
We're dinging everywhere. Ding. What's dinging? Ding City. But yeah, so in terms of this game, obviously Brighton we spoke about already. 1-1 to Palace. Morpay looking incredibly selfish.
Fuck off. You're jealous he's not in your team.
Oh, did you see it though?
He doesn't know what a
everyone was
pass is.
screaming at him. It was
Yeah,
hilarious.
look, I agree.
Yeah, and then they had a really late equalizer from New Boy, and I think what sums up this game perfectly is that he played for 12 minutes, scored the winner, scored the equalizer, and he got 3 bonus points. So I think that sums it up pretty nicely in that.
More pay assist.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And the
Luckily.
and the big lanky dunk getting a red card.
Oh.
It was so poor. It was just like so Sunday League, just throwing bodies at situations.
It was horrific.
But also, but it wasn't even just, I'm sliding. He just did the classic, like,
scissor
kick and just, like, slapped his legs at him. It was weird.
Slapped.
Yeah, he
I love
slapped
that.
him.
Slammed him.
I'm not sure about the
Slam
sound
dunk.
effect there.
Slam dunk.
It's a wet
Just
slam.
saying. All right, we're fucking moving on from that. That was foul. Okay, so West Brom. Don't we love talking about West Brom?
No, they're the bane of this podcast.
Well, Bobby guessed 1-1 for this game. That was his prediction.
Yeah.
Not far off.
Nil all.
It would have been a lot better if it was 1-1.
That was a pretty boring game.
It was a game of keepers, though, this game.
Yeah, definitely.
Lots of saves
Yeah. And
for both teams.
we'll talk about Pope in a second, but he definitely kept West Brom out, like triple save in there and stuff. So
Yeah, a few saves from the West Brom keeper.
And a
too.
disallowed goal for Carlin Grant, their new boy. I mean, he's in the right position for me.
It was
Like,
a good ball.
yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm not ones to watching him really yet.
No,
because
not
he's
really
a West Brom
anyone.
player. But
Yeah.
yet again, like, you know, we can be a little bit picky in our league because there's only 7 players. But, you know, for people out there with more players, he's probably in your teams already. And if he isn't, you're jumping on him.
Yeah, exactly.
And the big butt is back.
Big butt.
Ivanovic with a start.
Booty. That
Ivan.
booty.
And he's still getting forward.
I know.
How old is he? And he still
this is
basically plays as a
36.
striker.
Does he have bionic knees now or something? Like
Mate.
just- or a butt?
He probably already
bionic
did.
butt.
He probably did before he even
I'm
joined
sorry.
the league.
No, you're so far
probably-
off. It's gender splicing with a bear. They've got the Russians took him in and they were just like, we are going to make.
Yeah.
That's not a good Russian accent.
Oh,
we
all right.
make. We, oh.
What was that,
Now you're
Borat?
we are make. I saw the Borat 2 trailer and I think that's sent me down a different path here.
Just stick with Borat.
I should
like
just
it.
stick with Seleshny.
Yeah.
Sorry to any Russians out there listening. Yeah, he is an animal, that man, and he still gets forward. So
Could be
I don't
good.
know. Maybe something will happen at West Brom with a bit of Ivanovic.
Was that that's first game? Yeah.
First game? All right, top point scorers. This is there's a few high point scorers here. Like McAllister with 9 points and got full 3 bonus points from the Brighton Crystal Palace game. Johnson with 9. Townsend and Furlong got 7 each, and the rest of the defense got 6.
Yeah, rewarded for that clean sheet. Definitely.
Yeah, so that's a positive there. Clean sheets do help. Just, I don't know. Brighton versus West Brom. I'm backing Brighton big time here.
Unfortunately, I have to predict this, don't I?
I think that Brighton could get, like, I think this could be their, coming back because they've been.
Well, it's a result, though. It's a game they need, really, because they've been struggling a little bit. So
It could inject a bit into them. But, Hito, give me a little prediction.
Brighton 2, West Brom 0.
Oh,
I like that.
I think that's quite good.
I don't know if they'll score 2, but
I don't know. Can they get past Ivan, the bear?
who knows? The slow bear.
The slow, very slow
I
bear.
was going to try and make a bear sound, but
Please.
how do you do it? Hey. That was more of a cat, hey, and I wouldn't recommend it.
That was a sexy
Moving
cat.
on.
Sexy cat.
Burnley versus Tottenham.
Oh, yeah. So
Burnley.
Let's
We're
burn
just
through that
talking about
quickly.
it. Yeah, we'll burn through it.
And we're done.
Yeah. Pope with some nice saves. 6 saves.
Yeah.
That's big.
And a triple save. Most of those saves coming from one attack.
And
I
a
know.
cleanie. How many points? 11 points?
yeah, 11 points.
Yeah,
Great
he
bonus.
had big points.
Good for a goalkeeper. Very-
And one that are probably in people's teams and they've been waiting for him to get points.
Yeah.
Here he is. 11. He's
Very
on the
good last
scene.
season.
Stupid if you didn't play him against
Yeah.
West Brom.
Oh,
Stupid.
Yeah. Stupid.
Well, I did. And my other goalkeeper was Martinez, and he's in crazy form. But I
Yeah.
still went with Pope
Yeah, I needed
because
to
I'm a
loan one of
genius.
them
I'm
from
a
you.
fantasy genius. Okay. Yeah, Wood off the bar.
Yeah.
Barnes with a few chances. Moving on. Tottenham. Wow.
What the fuck?
Sonny.
I'm sorry. I think you mean, what the hell?
What the hell?
Kane. I went with
Yeah.
I almost
You did it
actually
right.
accidentally said it
The wrong way.
The wrong
right way.
You mean the right way.
The right way.
But
not
he
on purpose.
is going to be, what is he just turning into the assist king this season? And he's just going to he's just dropping back and
beast.
putting it forward to Son. And Son is like literally putting most of them away.
He's just quick and just so direct.
Yeah.
45 seconds in straight away, and it's the same link up that's been happening all season.
He's a beast.
I think they just broke a record already for the most assists between the two strikers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like the best connection in assists between two players, and they've already broken it.
It's because there are only 2 players.
What do you mean? Do you mean this season, or because I know the best is Lampard, Drogba, and
Oh, sorry, they
they're not
didn't
close to that
break
yet.
it. Sorry.
Lampard, Drogba have 36, and I think they're.
It's their
mid-20s.
overall link up.
Yeah,
Sorry, everyone.
Lampard
That
and
is my
Drogba
bad.
still have it. Come on.
So you read the same thing I did.
I did, yes.
Because it was Lamps and Drogs.
Yeah.
And what a connection.
And it will stay that way.
Well,
It probably won't.
Yeah, I know.
Halfway through the season.
See
it'll
how
be
these
Yeah,
guys
they'll be
going
gone.
shit. So Kane's assists are crazy at the moment. It's weird how good he is at it.
Where's this? He's gone from being one of the most clinical strikers to now being
Assist
up
king.
there with his
I've got
passing.
some like telepathy with Son right now because he just literally puts it blind pass over the back of the defenders and Son's on the end of it.
Can I say, do you think this is some sort of like Mourinho tampering? Do you think Mourinho's
Tampering.
gone, guys, okay.
Well, he's got
Kane.
got a cauldron and he's just stirring
Yeah.
and he's adding little bits of their hair and their pubes and
I
some
have
weird
mute.
shit.
Yeah, pubes.
He clearly
He plucks them himself.
clearly left Ali out of the potion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
No, he
put
had a
him in.
separate potion for him that he
Yeah.
like, used to fuck him over.
Yeah, that's called a hex.
No, Ali's
Yeah.
in the potion. That's
Oh,
why he's
yeah,
not
yeah.
playing.
Love
All
it.
right. This isn't fucking Hogwarts. Now, look, same again from Tottenham. The goals came quick and fast. Like, as we said,
Yeah.
first 16 minutes, all the goals were scored for Tottenham. Last 12 minutes, all the goals were scored for West Ham.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What the hell?
What the hell?
And I think the only thing to say other than the usual goal scorers is that Bale was playing and he had an opportunity to score. Maybe should be back on the golf course.
He looked tired. He ran the pitch and he looked tired while running the pitch, and then he looked real tired when he took that
Yeah,
shot.
he looked real.
He was
Yeah.
like-
And then even more tired after he took the shot
Did
and
you
was
see
standing
how-
on halfway. He's like,
Did you see him lying on the ground? He was taking some big breaths.
yeah.
I wouldn't like Bale to do a fitness test against Petr Cech because I think Petr would win.
Yeah.
Probably.
Petr keeps the rig in taut shape.
Yeah, he's a toy boy.
Okay, so look, the Sanchez own goal, what a finish.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Do it on the other end next time, buddy.
I know. And a bit sad for Regulon owners. New left back with an assist being losing out on the clean sheet by those 3 goals.
I know. So sad. So sad.
Boo-hoo.
So sad.
So I wonder
For
who
me.
has it.
For
Yeah.
me.
Bit sad for this guy. I'm not
Oh,
that
well, I
sad.
think you feel it though when
No
your
one
boy's
else
got
is
an
sad.
assist and then
Moving
got
on.
the prospect of a clean sheet.
Yeah.
It's always pretty brutal.
Top point scorers. Pope with 11 points, as we've already said. Lots of clean sheets for defenders. Kane with 16 points,
Sorry, who?
3 bonus points. Kane, sorry. Son with a capital O, 13 points and 2 bonus points. These guys do it all for that
I
team.
know. They're on
and
fire.
their defense does nothing.
There is some serious value right there and squads out there.
I see that informed players has been left blank in our little spreadsheet here.
Because we don't need to.
Because who needs to write Kane and Son?
We
again?
know. We bloody know.
It's a waste of time.
And Burnley don't have anyone informed. So other than Pope after one game.
Yeah,
Now-
I think Burnley are probably going to struggle this game coming up.
Final prediction goes to Tim, our guest.
Oh, yeah. Are you guys ready for this?
I'm ready.
Do it. Drop
Hit
it.
us.
Burnley 0, Tottenham 5.
Spice House.
I kind of like it. I kind of
Son
like
3, Kane 2.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call
And they assist each other.
I
I have neither of those players, but good luck to them both.
I feel you there. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be surprised, to be honest.
I think it's going to be a big game of goals galore for Tottenham.
Pope with 16,000 saves.
yeah, probably. Probably.
And a clean sheet. And 3 pens.
Somehow.
Outscores Son.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that rounds us out. Good week. Tim, did you have fun?
This is so good. And look, for everyone out there, all you have to do is the opposite of what I said during this episode, and you will win.
Good tips from Tim today.
I know.
Actually, probably the best advice anyone's ever had.
Yeah, this could be the most prolific episode for anyone out there. Just do the opposite of what I said. Now, honestly, I think I've been close this season. I'm feeling good, apart from the fact I'm losing right now by about 60 points. But I'll be
Got some players there.
Everyone, we should probably start selling wristbands that say WW.
SD.
No, what would Tim not do? I mean, I know there's a lot of letters. Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I'm not smart enough to get all
Or
that.
is this WWSND? What would
And if you want to
Sacco
listen
not
to
do?
Sacco not
if you
do.
want to listen to the podcast, go to www.